Well, hello again out there in Friendship Village land. This is your podcast coming at you, the voice of Friendship Village. And as we always do, we have a very interesting guest with us in the studio, and her name is Ema Baltic. Sort of like that. Anyway, yeah. And so we're certainly happy to be here with you again today. And today's podcast is being sponsored by Friends at Home. Friends at Home. Our friendly home health people, helpers and nurses, and just whatever a person might need to help them stay at home and be comfortable, they can help provide it. And so we appreciate being able to talk to the director of that program and learning more about it today. And so we hope you're also excited about that. So her name is Ema, and before we go on, I'd like to share a joke, if I could. It's about a burglar was in a house, and he had his little flashlight. He was looking for important valuables, and all of a sudden he heard a voice that says, "Jesus is watching you." And he turned around, trying to figure out what was that, and he heard it again. "Jesus is watching you." Finally, with his flashlight, he spotted this parrot in a parrot cage. So "Did you say that?" And the parrot said, "Yes." He said, "What's your name?" And he said, "Louis Armstrong." And the burglar said, "Well, that's an awful stupid name. Who would name you that?" And the parrot said, "The same people that used the name Jesus for their 151-pound bought water dog." A dog. Oh, gosh. You don't get it?
No.
So it's the dog, Watson, the burglar. Jesus was the name given to the dog. He's now watching the burglar.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, well. So, not hearing much laughter here from our audience, I think we'll maybe exclude that joke.
Yeah.
But, okay. So it's a good thing we're just so capable of bending and being accommodating today. And so we just want to start then with our interview. Why don't you take it away, Mary?
Gladly. Welcome, Ema, to our podcast interview today in our gracious studio here. Ema has recently come over to Friendship Village from Rosewood. After Rosewood had many changes over there, things were happening. A lot of the residents moved over here, and Ema and her Friends at Home group also came, and we're so glad that they did. We're very happy that we have that group here to help out the residents no matter what building they're in. And she is the director, so we are going to get acquainted with her today. But we'll go back and get started where her beginnings were. Where were you born and raised, Ema?
Okay. Well, hi, Mary, Phil. Thank you for having me. I feel honored. I was born in Bosnia. I arrived to United States when I was 12 years old. I've been here for 25 years. I've called this place my home.
25 and 12? 37.
Ah, yes.
You did the math.
Yes. So, yes, this has been home for me for the
Was
last
it a hard
25 years.
adjustment to come?
Yes. So, really, I mean, it was my parents' decision. They were, I could not imagine the decision that they had to make. Just having 4 children, deciding to move to this, place that they have not known. They don't speak the language, but they thought it can't be any worse than what we're coming from. We're coming from torn, worn country at this point. Mm-hmm. So it was, and I remember being a little girl starting school, not speaking English,
Wow.
And my dad would give us, every time we learn an alphabet or, some English word, we'd get like 25 cents or $1 if you learned the whole alphabet. So that was a neat.
He had goals for you.
Yes, he did.
And did he learn to speak English also?
Not as well as, let's say, I speak, but he can communicate with you. He can understand more than he can speak.
How about your mother?
Which tends to be a common occurrence with a lot of Bosnian population.
Right.
Okay.
And it depends on what kind of work they get into. That the English, they pick up the English a little bit easier in some places than others.
Yes.
Did you have family here already?
No.
To greet you?
No. No.
Okay.
We had kind people that were volunteering through church and that just sponsored people and supported us and really just kind of showed us the way of things.
Okay.
My parents started working right away. My mom still works, at the place that she started when she first came here. So
Where's that?
Tyson's. Now it's
Oh,
Tyson's.
Tyson's,
It used to
okay.
be called IVP. And my father's retired
Okay.
Okay.
from same place.
All right. And where did you? What school did you end up going to?
Yep. So I went to West High School, which looking back now, I have some bittersweet emotions about that because, like I said, during that process, we were still learning English. Really, you're going back to the basics. Then after high school, I attended Hawkeye Community College. I got my LPN there. After that, I really thought about where to pursue in getting my RN, and I decided to attend Ellsworth Community College. I really enjoyed the smaller classes that they had and loved my experience there. So that's where I got my
That's
RN.
in Iowa Falls.
Iowa Falls.
I know where it's at.
Loved it. Loved the town. Loved the coziness of everything. It was a great little place.
And you probably were by yourself. Nobody else went that you knew, probably.
There was one gal from here, so we carpool. I was lucky.
Oh,
So.
I was just wondering, how did you happen to pick Waterloo, Iowa? Your family?
So we initially came to New York, and Tyson's was heard that there was immigrants coming at that point, and they sent buses and buses and says, "Hey, you know what? We'll come and pick you. We'll relocate you.
Really?
Yeah. If you you have a job." So it was almost like a open interview. We'll get you settled. The big, I think, selling point for them was at that time you did not have to speak English because they had Bosnian speaking interpreters.
Right.
So it was
Okay.
your kids get to go to school, come work for us. And
That was wonderful.
I
Just
remember
wonderful.
I think having like 13 buses coming, and I remember being tearful that day because my dad said, we're going to move, and I said, not again. I just felt like we just got settled. Where are we moving off again? This unknown place, and here we are. So
You came to Waterloo.
I came to Waterloo.
It's interesting to hear the stories of the people from Bosnia and the ones that came here and how their journey was.
Yeah.
So, do you remember a lot about Bosnia?
I do. I remember some good things, and I remember some not so good things.
Right.
It's funny, but how they say certain smells or tastes will trigger things or
Yeah.
will bring a memory, and that's so true. We grew up on a farm, so a majority of Bosnia, it's farm-like land, and that was a big part of our everyday lives. And then
Okay.
next day, everything was uprooted with war and the shooting. So you have this, peace part that you remember, but then you remember the negative part as well. For me, it was very hard when I first went back because I left as a little girl and I was going back as an adult. And I really had some hard emotions that I had to process. So, yeah.
Do you have family back there yet?
Yep, I do. I think all of us do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your 3 siblings came with you.
Yep.
Where are you in that order? Are you
I am the second oldest.
second oldest? Okay.
And are they here, or did they marry and stay here? Okay, and they have jobs? Good.
Yep.
You have nieces and nephews.
One nephew.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then you finished high school, got your LPN, and
Track 7 update.
and when did you meet your husband?
Oh, I met him right out of high school.
Okay. Is he Bosnian also?
He is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
you're not going to tell me he's from the same place in Bosnia as you were.
No, we are about
We did
45
have
minutes away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
So his family is, he has a sister here, but the rest of his family's back home. So
Okay.
it was neat meeting the mom and dad
Yeah.
over the computer type of deal. So,
Okay. Facebook.
FaceTime.
FaceTime. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a good way to do it. That's a
Okay.
wonderful way
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do it. Yeah. And have you been back there several times?
Yep. I just recently, I'd say a month ago,
Okay.
came back from my Bosnia trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have children.
I do. I have 4 kids. So I'm a very, very busy mom.
Yes, you are.
I have an 8-year-old boy. We have a 3.5-year-old son, and then we have twins that are 1.5 years.
You're kidding.
So I am
Wow.
busy. When I say I'm busy, I mean it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, they're just up
But
to
they're
the
just
age
a
of
joy.
walking around and
They are.
getting
They're
into stuff.
Yep. They're teething, so they're biting onto things and exploring, and they are.
Do you have a babysitter or do they go to the daycare?
They go to like an in-home care.
Okay.
In-home daycare type.
Okay.
Yeah, she's pretty flexible, which helps.
With your schedule.
Yep.
And where
Yep.
does your husband work?
My husband works for A&E Electric, so he's an electrician.
Okay.
Yep.
He had to go to school too.
Yeah, he did a apprenticeship through Hawkeye Community College.
Okay. So you have one in school then? Okay. And where does he go?
Yep, Orange.
Oh, you live out that way?
We do. We recently bought a house there. I'd say 2-3 years ago.
Is that
And-
acreage like a little farm?
It very, very small, but yes, almost by that Lichty Park area. But we absolutely love that area. We feel like have almost a park to ourselves. A very kid-friendly neighborhood. So
It's like a little community in
It
itself
is.
too.
Yes. You'll get that sense when you're walking, or you really do. So we absolutely feel like that we found our forever home.
Right.
So
Great.
Tell us a little bit now about Friends at Home.
yes. So that idea came actually from Lisa Gates and Sherry and I meeting with, once we found out kind of what was happening at Rosewood and what the plan was. They saw the need for a home health agency, and we started exploring the idea more, and they both kind of looked at each other and said, why not? Why don't we have our own home health agency? There's a need. Let's go
Sure.
for it.
Yeah.
So I felt like I've had their full support, which has been absolutely amazing. But yes, so we are just starting. We have a group of gals that have been going around already because we already got some clients. So if you see, one of the gals is Stavana and the other one is Maddie. So they've had kind of a full-time clients that they've been seeing. We offer variety of things, from assistance with showers to shopping. We've done laundry, those little things, organizing extra housekeeping, so that type of deal. So yeah.
Sounds like a really good setup for many of these people that live here that can't do a lot of the things, but they still want to be independent.
Exactly. Yes.
So you need a doctor referral to receive your services?
Not necessarily.
Oh.
You give me a call, we'll meet, whether you want to meet in your apartment or whether you want to meet in cafe area for coffee. We meet and we discuss kind of what your needs are and how often you need us there, and whether you need a nurse or a CNA. I mean, we go down those details, and then I can let you know if we can meet your needs or not.
Okay.
We've kind of discussed those type of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
We know it's available if anybody would need it.
Yes. Yep.
And do you have does insurance cover some of that?
That's something that we are trying to explore more. Right now it is private pay, but because we want to have, for our residents to have othermost kind of, how am I trying to word it? We want it to be accessible to everybody and make it as accessible and easy as possible. We are trying to see to be in network with other insurance agencies, but it's a work in process.
Well, then in the meantime, do you give the residents like a price list or
Yes.
a list of what they want done and what it's going to cost them, so that they kind of can figure that out themselves, so they know.
Yep. Yes.
And then you have a billing person that.
Yes. So we usually go through Sally.
Okay. So she
works well with me, and then
Right. Right.
Yep. And they send you a bill at the end of the month.
Right.
So yeah.
And the families, again, are probably very appreciative of these services that can be given to their loved ones here, that they don't have to come in and do their laundry. They don't have to take their laundry home. They can get their groceries, but if they can't, then you're available to get their groceries.
Yes, exactly. The feedback that it's been is that it gives people peace of mind, knowing that mom can, be in her apartment longer. That if if mom needs care, the service is available.
Right.
So it really does. It gives people peace of mind.
That's
knowing
good.
that.
That's
Yeah.
good. Well, we're happy that you have come. We're
Well,
sad
thank
that
you.
Rosewood had the problems they had, but maybe it was divine intervention, something like that.
Yeah, meant to be.
But did you start out here at?
I did. I've been with Friendship Village for 15 years.
Okay.
So I started at their health center
Yes.
as the floor nurse and
Right.
worked my way up.
Yeah, that's probably where I encountered you. There.
One of the best nurses you've ever met, wasn't I?
Sure. Of
course.
Now's the time, Mary.
Yeah. But we interviewed another CNA, and she's good too. So they're all good.
They're all
Oh,
good.
yes.
We
Yes.
only hire good.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
That's right.
It is quite a job to be a CNA. Even they think the CNAs are nurses, but and that's fine. That's fine. We accept them as that. It's just a matter of a little degree in there.
That's right. We could not work without each other.
That's right.
We, as much as you need nurses, you need CNAs just as much. And I always say that, if I'm a great nurse, it's because I have an excellent team that's next to me, that's helping me. So it really goes hand in hand. It truly does.
So how many people do you have in your little organization?
As far as my team,
Yes.
I'd say about 6 people.
6?
Yep. So
And
we've had
as the need arises, you will hire more.
Yes. Yep. We're working on that right now, actually.
Okay.
So,
That's good. That's good.
we've had quite a bit of people that came from Rosewood and kind of found their home within Friendship Village departments and whatnot.
Different areas.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
right. And, we've gotten acquainted with several of them.
Including you. I
Yes.
mean, you moved from Rosewood here. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
But you were over here a lot sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was never quite sure where you were.
Yep.
Where she was working. But we're glad you're here.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
hey, in case you haven't figured it out by now, our sponsor happens to be
Friends at Home.
Friends at Home. Thank you, Mary, for putting that in my head. Friends at Home, yes. That home health care unit and program here available at Friendship Village. And we just appreciate the good work that they do. And so next time you're out and you happen to see one of the workers, just let them know that you appreciate all that they do. And we appreciate Emma being here with us today.
Well, she explained a lot that we probably didn't know when they came over here. What are these people doing and what is their job and what you know, so she's explained a lot of it today, so we have a better understanding of what their services are. And
that reminds me that here in recent days I've seen maybe 2 or 3 nurses that are here with their computers, and maybe they're carrying a little whatever, and so I figure it's one of your people maybe going in for a home visit to provide something or do an assessment or something.
I don't know. I'd have to know the name.
Yeah.
I'm not
well, we
sure,
see a
but-
lot of people
but
going
yes.
through, and they could be therapy people.
Yep.
They
Oh,
could
yeah.
be from Wellspring. So we don't know for sure where they're all from unless
Yep.
you can see a tag.
Yep.
And you don't
Name
want to
tag.
stop each one and say, "Let me see your tag."
Yeah.
Are you supposed to be
Which
here?
program are you from?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we know there are a lot of people around to help.
Yeah.
So if we need
Yeah.
some help
Good.
for something,
And so many
Yes.
people that I'm aware of need kind of once a day, maybe evening, kind of some kind of a care done,
Yeah.
or maybe early in the morning, the socks or whatever it might be.
Well,
you know, a lot of the attention they give them is going to keep them from having to go to Wellspring. You know, they'll keep them in their homes. That otherwise, if they became unable to do a lot of things, they'd have to go to Wellspring. And this is one thing that's going to be in the middle there to come
Yes.
help.
Let me just say, I remember this reminds me a little bit of my mother was a resident here, and at one point early on, somebody decided that she needed kind of a companion sort of arrangement and someone to help with laundry, maybe a meal, and so she met a lady and they kind of hit it off. But after a while, it was my mother felt like she had to entertain this person.
Ah,
Oh, what are we going to do now? You know, and she kind of stewed about that a little bit, and you know, I hope she likes this TV program or something. I don't know. So, but it doesn't. It sounds like she was just there for a prescribed number of hours every day, and it sounds like your service is not like that at
we
all.
really just focus. The focus is on you.
Yeah.
So it's what you want done,
Okay.
what you need, what your needs are. That's what our focus is. That's what we are there to do. So if you need us to sit down and help you decipher your meds or set up your meds or that type of deal, that's what we're there for. So entertaining us is not part of the
Not part of it.
not
yeah.
part of the deal.
That's good.
That part has changed.
Yes.
Yeah, that part has changed. That's
But
good.
those companions are very important as well.
Sure.
I've seen some, especially during COVID, and they've done some amazing work, really. So
Yeah. Hey, we're getting to the close of our time here.
Okay.
My, how fast it goes.
It does.
This has been a most interesting story from Emma.
Thank you.
And we appreciate her coming to us all the way from Bosnia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have a better understanding of what she's here for, what her team is here for. I didn't know for sure, and I thought it might be interesting to find out
Yep.
more about.
Let's just go right to the horse's mouth, huh?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
yes, well,
We'll go to the top.
well, thank you for that. I'm just honored. I think it's an honor to work in this field, and so does the rest of my team. We feel that way, and I think as long as we have that passion, there's nothing that can stop us. So
Right.
That's
Thank
right.
you for that.
So we're going to close with this. May the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet again. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Now here's something I'm going to do. I want to repeat the joke,
Okay.
and hopefully it'll go better, and I'll just plug it into my joke space here
Okay.
at the beginning. Okay.
You can do that.
Yeah. So this is a joke about a burglar was in a house burglarizing, and so he had his little flashlight out, and he's finding valuables, putting them in a bag and whatever, and all of a sudden he hears this voice that says, "Jesus is watching you." So he turns around, well, trying to figure out where that came. He hears it again, "Jesus is watching you," and finally he spies a parrot in a cage. So he said, Did you say that? And the parrot said, "Yes, I did. Jesus is watching you." That's hard for me to believe. What is your name, by the way? Well, my name is Moses. So So the burglar says, well, that's an awful stupid name. Who would name you Moses? The same people that gave the name Jesus to this 150-pound muskie. And he's standing right behind you now, and if I was you, I wouldn't move suddenly in any direction. Okay. So that was more of a chuckle than a laugh. But that's the best we get. Okay. Thank you once again. Here we go. Gosh.
Isn't a muskie a fish?
Muskie. You're right. I meant husky.
Yeah, that's what I took it as.
Husky. Didn't I say husky?
No, he said muskie.
Husky. Did he say musky? I thought he said husky.
No, he
I
said
don't know.
muskie.
Musky.
That husky. Why don't you just say dog?
Well, no, you want to create the image of
I
a
know,
big dog,
a big
big mean dog.
dog.
But I don't